Hello all, I am Vaishnavi Churi. I am from Yash Vidhya Niketan, Virar East. I am your science teacher. I am going to teach you science part 2. Today we are starting with our first lesson number 1, heredity and evolution.
So there are so many theories who talk about evolution. There are so many theories in the in different languages, different cultures like Chinese, Roman, Greek, Indian theories. They are telling about the evolution, like how the entire universe, entire Earth has evolved, or how the changes have been occurred on this universe. Now, you must be knowing about the Pancha Mahabhuta in Ayurveda. So, various cultures have noted different types of information about planets, stars, and the Pancha Mahabhuta. You must be knowing about our Indian culture. When we talk about Pancha Mahabhuta, we talk about five major elements that are found in everywhere in earth, you can see, right? So that those five panch mahabhuta are fire, earth, air, water, and sky. So whatever universe or whatever we talk about is made up of all this panch mahabhuta. So that is, we talk about Indian culture, but there are other cultures also who explain about the history of this evolution. Okay, there are so many stories, the poetries or the write-ups about this evolution, or about this history of the evolution in religious and sacred books. Now, when we talk about evolution, of course, we should have some evidences, and all those theories who were accepted from the scientists, they had proved that there are some proofs, there are some evidences who says that there is a evolution. It's not like someone just come out and say that yes, there was evolution, this first primitive cell came into the existence, and then evolution occurred in such a way, such in all stages. So there are some evidences, there are some proofs which shows that yes, this evolution has occurred, and it has occurred through different phases or different stages. So we are going to study the 6 evidences of evolution. Again, very important topic. So these 6 evidences of evolution are morphological evidence, anatomical evidence, we have vestigial organ, paleontological evidence, connecting link, and embryological evidence. So these 6 evidences shows the actually tells us, or it proves that there is an evolution. Okay, so we'll study one by one. So first evidence, we talk about the morphological evidence. Now morphological evidence, if you see this picture, now first picture you can see here dog, you can see a wolf and a hyena. What do you find? What are the similarities you find in them? That you can see their the face structure, the structure of their eyes, the nostrils, the ears, and the overall face, right? So when we talk about morphology, morphology is the physical appearance, how you look externally. Okay, so morphological evidence, here you can find in these animals that there is structure of mouth, places of eyes on the face, the structure of nostrils, ears, then body. They are much similar. I'm not talking about identical. They are similar. Now, for example, this dog, wolf, fox, hyena, they are having similar structure. It means morphologically they are looking alike. Okay, they're not identical, they are just similar. And this similarity shows that they are from the common ancestor. So when we talk about dog, we talk about fox or hyena, they are from one ancestor. They have originated from one ancestor. This shows this morphological structures, okay, morphological appearance. Similarly, when we talk about some plants, now here you can see the plant leaflets. So here you can see the plant leaf shape, their venations, their petiole, arrangement of leaves. They also shows the similarity. When we talk about you have studied the monocotyledons and dicotyledons, right? So you must have studied for the monocotyledons, the leaf is how the leaf is ribbon like, the venation is parallel, right? So when we talk about some plants, they also have the shape of the leaf or the arrangement of leaves, petiole or venation, they have the similarity. So it shows that they are again from the one ancestor. So this morphological appearances, that is physical appearances, external appearances, they proves that their origin is same and they have originated from common ancestor. So morphological evidence can consider is can it can prove that evolution has occurred, that few animals, few plants, they show morphologically, if we find them similar, we can say that they have one ancestor. Next evidence is anatomical evidence. Anatomy. When we talk about anatomy, what is anatomy? When we talk about morphology, is physical appearance, physical structure. So anatomy is the internal structure, your structure of bones inside your body. So here you can see the diagram. Here one human arm is given, the bull's leg, then a bat's wing and a whale's feet. Now, when we talk about man, bull, bat, or the well, there is no similarity. But if you see their anatomical structure, when we observe this structure minutely, we are able to establish their similarities. Now, similarity in what? Similarity in their bone structure. This structure of bones or their joints, they look alike. They look similar. So it shows again that these animals have originated from one ancestor. So this similarity is observed between homologous organs. Homologous organs means homo is same, okay, one. So homologous organs shows that they are due to the fact of evolution leads to modify the existing structures for new modified junction, creating new structure. So this shows that they had one ancestor, and then the gradual changes how the evolution occurred, there were they got the some changes, they got some modification in their existing structure, and new modified junctions were created in the period of evolution, over the period of evolution. Okay, so anatomical evidence, it shows the internal structure of the bones. This shows the similarity. Next comes is the vestigial organ. Now vestigial organ, what are vestigial organ? Vestigial organ is also one of the evidence of evolution. Vestigial organ are nothing but those organs which are degenerated or which are underdeveloped useless organs of the organism. These organs are present in the body of the living organism, but they are either underdeveloped or useless or degenerated organs. So these organs are degenerated, underdeveloped, useless organs of the organism called vestigial organ. Now such organs, these vestigial organs, they can be present in the body or they might have degenerated, and they can be non-functional in certain organisms, but they can be functional in other organisms. I'll give you one example. Now you all must be knowing the appendix, right? Appendix is present in our body. Sometimes you listen to some of the other person troubling the stomach pain because of the appendix, and then the doctor advise him to operate this appendix, right? So it is okay if if the appendix is removed from your body, because it is not useful to our body. It is a vestigial organ for ourselves. It is a useless organ for our body. But this appendix is useful in some other organisms, like ruminants like cows, buffaloes. This appendix is useful organ in their body. Okay, so appendix is the vestigial organ for human, but it is useful organ. It is not useless organ for the ruminants. Okay, so there are some other examples of vestigial organs present in our human body. That can be appendix, that can be muscles of our ear pinna. Ear pinna is the external ear. Like when we were monkeys, you must have seen this monkey ear, they starts the external ear moves. Now due to this evolution we don't need that capacity, right? So our ears are fixed. So this external ear pinna, muscles of ear pinna, are again the vestigial organ for ourselves. Again we have tailbone, that is coccyx. So tailbone is again, now we don't have tail, so this tailbone is also vestigial organ for us. Then wisdom teeth. Do you think they actually use this wisdom teeth for chewing? So this wisdom teeth is also a vestigial organ. So we have list of vestigial organ which are underdeveloped or degenerated useless organ. First is appendix, second one is muscles of ear pinna, then tailbone, then wisdom tooth. Remember, appendix is vestigial organ for human, but it is useful organ or it is functional in the ruminants. Okay, so vestigial organ, it is also a evidence of evolution. Next is the paleontological evidence. When we talk about paleontology, paleontology is nothing but the study of fossils. Okay, you must have seen the movies of dinosaur or any other movies where they shows the fossils, the remnants, right? So the remnants or impressions of such organisms remain preserved underground. They are called fossils. So when we get any fossil, when we found any fossil, so this study of that fossil is done. Okay, the study of these impressions are done, and then we come to know more information about that fossil. That what is that fossil about? What is the size of the animal or the plant or whatever? Okay, so we start getting the information about the fossils. Now these fossils are underground. They got buried into the soil, right? So study of soil fossils is also an important aspect of study of evolution. When we study these fossils, we come to know what was the situation, what was the existing on the earth many years ago, right? So it is used in paleontology and anthropology for determining the age of human fossils and manuscripts. These paleontological evidences are again very important because it gives the information about the history. Now, how this paleontology evidences are studied, how we study the fossils. So you must be knowing the carbon dating method. Now, carbon dating method is used when it is used with the help of carbon C14 and C12. Okay, you must be knowing the isotopes, right? So carbon, it has two isotopes. Carbon 12 is the main element, and the carbon 13, carbon 14 are the isotopes. So carbon 14, when this when the carbon 14 is available in the organisms, it is a radioactive, so it starts you know reacting with the other elements. So carbon reacts, this radioactive carbon C14 reacts with the other elements and it starts forming the CO2 or other compounds. But this process is continued till the life of the organism. When the organism dies, this radioactive carbon 14, it stops radiating. Okay, its radiation starts, it stops. So what happens is, when the animal is dead, this decaying of the C14 starts to. So when in this carbon dating method, the time passed since the death of the plant or the animal can be calculated by measuring the radioactivity of C14 and the ratio of C14 to C12 present in the body. Once this animal is dead, the radioactivity it stops. Radioactivity of C14 stops. So they calculate this decaying of the C14 and then the life of the fossil can be calculated. This is done by the carbon dating method, and this paleontological evidences are also the one of the evidence for the evolution because it gives us information about the histories. The next evidence is the connecting link. Now connecting link is basically it is a connection. It shows the connection between two sub two groups, or we can say it is a link, or it is a connection. It connects the two different groups. Okay. Now here in the picture you can see the three animals. There are some, they have given three examples for your syllabus, you can say. So these animals, this shows the connections. We will see one by one. Now some plants and animals show some morphological characters. Again, morphological is external, by which they can be related to two different groups, hence they are called connecting links. They are the bridge. They are connecting two different groups. Okay, you cannot classify them into the particular group. Like for example, peripatus. Now this is a peripatus. It looks like it has a parapodia. It has a cylindrical body, segmented body. So this peripatus, it has the characters like segmented body, thin cuticle, and parapodia like organs are present. Now these characters are seen in the group of the animals belonging to phylum Annelida. Okay. Now these animals, although the morphologically it shows that it belongs to phylum Annelida, but it shows the tracheal respiration and it has open circulatory system, which is similar to the phylum Arthropoda. So this peripatus, you cannot classify it particularly into belonging to either phylum Annelida or phylum Arthropoda. So this indicates that this peripatus is the connecting link between Annelida and Arthropoda. It means either Annelida or Arthropoda, they have evolved, they might be having one ancestor. So peripatus is a connecting link, and then after peripatus, or might be then the new organisms, they started the adapting the new changes, and some modifications are done, and then different types of animals, like we classify annelids or arthropods, have evolved. Okay, so peripatus is a connecting link between annelida and arthropoda. Similarly, the duckbill platypus. Okay, duckbill platypus, it lays eggs. Now when we talk about duckbill platypus, so again it is also connecting link. Now duckbill platypus lays eggs like a reptiles, but it shows similarities with the mammals also because it has mammary glands and it also has the hairs. So we can say that it is a connecting link between reptiles and the mammals. Okay, the third example, lungfish. Lungfish, it performs respiration with lungs. In spite of it is a fish. Fish normally respire through their gills, but lungfish, it respires through their lungs. So this lungfish, it is respiring through lungs, and other characters, it shows the similarities with the fishes. So this example shows that mammals are evolved from the reptiles and amphibians are evolved from the fishes. So this connecting link is also considered as one of the evidence of the evolution. Moving to the next evidence, that is embryological evidence. Now embryological evidence, embryo is the initial when we study the when we study the if you see this diagram, you can see here are the embryos. Okay, embryos are they have given some embryos of fish, salamander, tortoise, chicken, pig, cow, rabbit, and man. Now, if we see on the initial stages, here you cannot find any differences. You cannot say that this is a fish, this is a tortoise, this is a rabbit. They are more of look similar. Okay. So when we study this comparative study of embryonic development stages of various vertebrates, it shows that all the embryos show extreme similarities at initial stage. But once they starts developing, once they starts decrease this gradually, this similarities decreases. Okay, here on the initial stage you can see they are more of similar, but once they start developing, they shows the differences. So gradually their similarities decreases, and this similarities in initial embryonic stages, it indicates that they have common origin. All these animals, they have common origin because initial embryonic stages they look similar. Okay, but after certain period, the gradually once that embryo starts developing, these changes are decreasing. Okay, then you can easily make out which is fish, which is human being, which is rabbit, which is pig, and so on. But the only initial stages of embryos, it shows that they might have the common ancestor. Okay, so here we have completed the six evidences, that is morphological, anatomical, then vestigial organ, we have studied paleontological evidence, connecting link, and embryological evidences. So these six evidences, they are considered as evidences because they proves that evolution has occurred, and there are some um, stages, or we can say there are some links which show how that evolution has occurred.